What's up, guys? Examples bringing another video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my competitive respawn Call of Duty Ghost class setups. And I did buy the extra loadouts, so if you don't got these, fit them in however you want them. But let's just get right into it. So my first class, I have an MTAR X with muzzle brake and foregrip. Those are the two main attachments used on the MTAR. And I have one Syntax and a concussion. And then for my perks, on my subs, I always usually have these two perks because I love being very, very aggressive with a sub. And then these are your other two like main perks you're gonna use is Dead Silence and Focus. And then I have an extra stun. This is really just for a strategy my team and I do on certain maps. I use this class off the break. Um, Specialist really relies on you, how you like it, but I usually almost all the time I have side of hand first, and then I have quick draw. I like side of hand first because to me, when you have side of hand, you're just like a god. Um, and then you don't really need your third specialist because it's easier to get your specialist bonus from 7 into like rather than like 12, I think. And then I have sleight of hand, scavenger, ICU, and then blast shield. Like I said, all relies on you. This is I don't use this in anything but domination, so that's one class for domination. My respawn this is all for domination and blitz. So uh, yeah. So my second class, this is my trophy reflex. So it's a very fast class. Same thing, MTRX with muzzle brake and foregrip. I have double trophies and one syntax with reflex, which makes you put down your trophies and throw your lethals faster. And then I couldn't put agility on, but you have to have marathon on. So, uh, like I said, the two normal perks, that's how it's a focus, and I have an extra trophy. Pretty much the same thing. Side hand, quick draw, and then I put agility. Then ICU and scavenger, and then steady aim. I use that a lot on freight because that is the hardest for me. Like that's where they nade a lot. If you're trying to get on B, they're gonna be nading and stunning and all this and that. So it's really good to run trophies to block that. My SIG class, I use this like a lot of the times. I use this on like strike zone, uh, sometimes on sovereign. Um, this is like very fast. It's kind of a selfish class setup. Um, I have ready up, agility, marathon, steady aim, and dead silence and focus. This is one of the fastest classes you can have. Uh, this one is only for Dom. I don't use this in Blitz unless they're not stunning or anything. If they're not stunning at all, or yeah, if they're not stunning, I'll use my other class that I'll show you next. But this I have Blast Shield and then Quick Draw because I'm using this mainly for domination. So Blast Shield is very important because they are going to be needing a lot. And then I have Sleight of Hand, ICU, and then Scavenger. And then this is pretty much the same class, except I don't have steady aim. I have tack resist, um, and pretty much the same thing, except for I don't have blast shield because I use this class. This class right here, I only use for blitz because they're going to be stunning you from crossing and stuff. So tack resist is very helpful. Um, then I use this if I do end up running a sub on Octane and we need to smoke. I use this. So you're gonna I run marathon, incog, dead silence focus, and then an extra smoke. You need incog mostly when you're in a smoke because if you're gonna run a smoke and they know that, they're gonna put like thermal AR or something. And incog, if you don't have incog on, you're screwed. Um, oh. And then my specialist, I have steady aim first because if you're gonna be throwing smokes and running straight on to B, you're not if you just see somebody, you're not gonna expect like pre-aiming them. So I have steady aim, then quick draw, and then I have the two agility and side hand so I can get faster, scavenger, and then blast shield. The Bison is one of the most OP guns in the game now that they patched it or nerfed it, whatever you want to call it. So I use this a lot, like mostly on Strike Zone. I don't use this on any other map, mostly. So I have it's pretty much the same thing as this MTAR here, same person, everything, just different gun. Uh, Then I have sleight of hand because the Bison reloads kind of slower, and if you're using a Bison, you gotta be fast. You're gonna be fast with Bison, so I have sleight of hand definitely gonna be first. Then I have Blast Shield, ICU, and Scavenger. Um, Sometimes this is pretty much I run the Bison and the MTAR a lot the same. I will run this on Blitz, like Freight Blitz. I tend to run this a lot. Uh, it's pretty much the same thing as this, like I said, but without steady aim. And a specialist, I have side hand, quick draw, steady aim, ICU, and scavenger. And then I have one vector. Vector is pretty good. It's not the best gun to me, but I use this. I don't use this a lot, but when I can't have a shot on with the Bison or the MTAR, I'll pull this out. Same perks, agility, marathon, ready up, and steady aim, dead silence, focus. You can really put whatever you want for your specialist. Like I said, it don't matter, but this is what I usually run because I'm not going to make two vector classes, so I have this first in case I'm going to run it in Blitz, Quick Draw, Sleight of Hand, Scavenger ICU, and Blast Shield. Then we get to my ARs. I run ARs on like Octane, uh, Freight, or not Freight, but Sovereign. So I have a stun because it's the strategy we use in Sovereign. So you can put that, you can put like a nade here or whatever. But I have Quick Draw, Dead Silence, Focus, Blast Shield, and then Ready Up. The reason I use Blast Shield instead of this is because the strategy when I use this class, they're nading me a lot, so I'm gonna have Blast Shield on, so I don't just get taken out by nade. Oh. And I have when you have side hand with the air, to me you're a god. You're just like a walking god. You destroy people. Then I have incog in case I want to pull it out on Octane. Then I have agility so you can run faster, steady aim, and scavenger. And you could buy ICU on. I just forgot to. And I have a thermal AR. I run this like almost every time on Octane. I run thermal because it's a better sight. Say you're at Motel Bus and they're at bottom like broken. You can with the red dot it's harder to get, but when you have a thermal sight, it's a lot easier shot. Then I have quick draw and incog and then dead silence and focus, and I don't have marathon. The reason I have these two is because I'm gonna be using them a lot on Octane, and my teammates will be smoking when I use my AR. So I think it's just more better for me, and I have to have quick draw on my AR. To me, it's just a personal preference. I hate not having quick draw on the AR. The only time I won't have it on is search. But then I have sleight of hand, marathon, so you know you get faster, agility, and then blast shield scavenger. Steady. Yep, guys, that's pretty much gonna do it. That's those are the classes I use just for respawn. Like I said, I'm not gonna do my search because it just depends on what position you play and who you're teaming with. Sorry, and what your guys' strategies are. So, yeah, this is my respawn. Again, I did get the extra loadout, so if you only have 5 classes, you'll have to put them in how you want. But yeah, this has been example.